A new piece in Rolling Stone says there is no real Hillary Clinton. And in it, writer Jeb Lund decries her habit of changing positions, even on legislation she championed while in office. The Trans-Pacific Partnership, which she opposes, was something she not only supported as Secretary of State, she probably helped create, says Lund. Same goes for NAFTA, which her husband created and she and President Obama both opposed, sort of. And all this is why Bernie Sanders is currently, quote, eating her lunch. But could Hillary, who many claim has all the warmth and humanity of a cyborg, really be the candidate of the future? What is flip-flopping but responding to views of the electorate? If a politician blows with the wind and voters control the wind, voters are in charge. Rolling Stone compares her to software that's constantly being updated. But those updates are there for a reason, to respond to customers' needs. Good luck getting Bernie Sanders to change his views on anything. He's so set in his ways, you got to take him as is. No update available. I'm not voting for either of them, but in theory, I'd take Hillary over Bernie. At least when things go bad, she can be rebooted. Betsy, don't we want politicians to be flexible? That's what democracy is all about, right?
I mean, Republicans spent the entire 2012 election cycle making that argument. So the fact that all of a sudden they're like, wait, if you ever say anything ever, you cannot change it no matter what, is kind of a curious shift, right? It's like, presidential candidates were supposed to be poor and hate Wall Street and not have fancy houses and not get paid a lot of money for speeches and also only believe the same thing ever, right? I mean, it's like, okay, guys, that's fine. We get it.
Yes.
I used to be a National Review, right? The entire idea is persuading people to change their minds is a good thing, maybe? I don't know, just a thought.
And the Clintons were famous for triangulating, right? When Bill Clinton got in trouble in his first term, he turned it around, made deals with Republicans. So that's his selling point. And shouldn't Hillary wear that as a badge of honor as well?
Totally. Also famous for giving the people what they wanted, which is why they poll tested where to go on vacation. I mean, you gotta keep the folks happy. So you gotta do what you gotta do.
Exactly. Ben, do you detect a restlessness in the electorate? They don't really care about the details. They want someone to come in and just get things done no matter what it is.
Well, first off, Tom, I think that we have to say this is not the first time that Rolling Stone has devoted a long think piece to someone who does not exist. Okay? but secondly, I think we have to keep in mind, to Betsy's point, really isn't Hillary Clinton just living out the Burkean ideal of what a politician would be, owing not just representation, but judgment as well to the situation? And her judgment is that we're all a bunch of idiots who will just take whatever she says about what her policy is going to be as president as what her policy is going to be, as opposed to having no relationship to what her policy is going to be, which is the actual fact of the matter. When it comes to the Trans-Pacific Partnership, she is 50-50 on the issue yesterday, she is 50-50 on the issue today, she is 50-50 on the issue after she has been installed in the desk in the White House where she can make all those decisions for the little people. And that's going to continue to be the case.
That was fantastic. Somebody ought to print that speech out. You lost me at Burkean, but everything else made sense to me.
Yeah, there were community college graduates on this panel. You want to relax, pal?
I mean, most of my friends have very strong feelings about the percentage of support the Trans-Pacific Partnership deserves. I don't know about you guys.
Yes, of course. Most of America does as well, I'm sure.
Joanne, this is what politicians do, right? But I don't. That's the thing. I don't understand. Bernie is burning it up because he is a real leftist and he's, a real true believer. He's not going to change. Trump, you can't pin him down on anything. He says, "Trust me." Those are the two guys that are popular. Why do you think that is?
Well, the thing is, they're really stuck to their convictions. Bernie's is definitely, the socialism, idea of his, and then with Hillary, she just doesn't really have any. Her conviction is to get people to like her. Yeah. That's what she wants. And her and I have that in common. We don't really have, strong opinions of our own. We just say what people will respond well to. And at this point, I think that she does need that because the only person who can save Hillary right now is Hillary, but she's just not doing a very good job.
That is it. I mean, I think they've all summed it up, Jimmy. How can you even add to all of that?
Well, they compared it to an iPhone, and I think there's a big difference, and that's that people like the iPhone. And the iPhone has an app that'll answer your questions, which if the Hillary was an iPhone, you wouldn't have Siri. You'd have Hillary. It doesn't answer questions. But I don't think it's good. I think she's a terrible candidate. I think what we've established her to be is the spokesperson for a focus group, which is a lot of what we've just said. She's just blowing with the wind. And
but how about my argument, though, that is maybe what we need in the future, is people to just do whatever we say.
Right now, we actually do need that. I think they're smart to do that because our attention span is so finite now that we're just we love a story till we're just done with it. We don't even have resolutions anymore. I think it's because of text messaging. Because text messaging is an accepted form of conversation where you just quit. It's like you and me are texting and it just ends. Which if I was doing that to your face, you'd probably throw a punch at me.
Yeah.
Or at least stop talking to me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think this finite attention span is helping these candidates who don't have much to say, because we're not sticking around waiting for them to say something. We just move on.
The one thing that did seem perfect, though, about that Rolling Stone description was that Bernie Sanders was eating her lunch, which is an accurate description of socialism, which is someone else coming in and eating your lunch.
And I hope Bernie likes Chipotle. He's got old bowels. I don't know if that's a good idea, Bernie.
I don't know if his supporters know what it would be like to live in Bernie's America, though. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
They just have an idea.
Yeah.
Well, have they ever seen Grease on the news? Because isn't that what it is to an extent? I mean, it's kind of just an unsustainable
Grease
thing.
is
It
a
sounds
great movie.
I know.
Grease on the news.
One of the
Grease is only on the news when Travolta acts up at the massage table. No, so they probably haven't seen the movie on the news. I'm sorry.